This is a public service announcement. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are for comedy purposes only and should not be taken seriously. The Never a Straight Answer podcast advised that the information covered in the show should not be used for educational purposes, nor as a guide for carrying out such crimes linked to the subject matter of the episode, no matter how fucking awesome it is. Gaz and Taylor do not take responsibility for the following: UFO encounters or possible linked abductions, committing or being a victim of serial murder, falling down conspiracy rabbit holes, fits of psychotic rage, anger or confusion, or going postal on friends, family or co-workers. The boys advise the use of THC or edibles when subjected to the Never a Straight Answer podcast. We hope you enjoy the show. Can't not be up to standard.
No,
you know what I mean? Well, anyway,
yeah.
It was just roaming all over the estate.
Oh,
so
squirting everywhere as well.
Welcome to another episode of Never a Straight Answer, the podcast that aims to cover a wide range of topics from conspiracy theories to popular culture and news.
Yes, we do.
I'm your host, Gaz, and joined in the studio, you know him, I know him, it's Mr. T.
Yeah.
Hey.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Tickets at the door, £50 for a signed bit of toilet roll.
Oh, yeah, well, that's it, 50p a sheet.
Yeah,
50p
that's
a sheet.
it, man.
I keep actually seeing, like, you know, spivs in the street there, you know, they keep opening the jackets going, yeah, mate, do you want to buy a toilet roll?
Yeah, no,
got
what,
some,
Rizzler?
Got some fucking Rizzler, yeah?
Yeah.
I'd be happier. But yeah, this is the thing, isn't it? Because apparently some dealers are turning around and saying that they're not going to deliver.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They're on
stopped.
strike, they're self-isolating.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, they've got customers coming in and out all day, haven't they? You know what I mean? So
I'm sorry,
can't have none of that
can't
shit,
take no risks.
2 weeks quarantine, mate, bye.
Oh, mate, I'm going to go cold turkey for 2 weeks.
Oh, no. Well, you should have bought
like
more.
I say, the black market thing's fucking going through the roof at the minute.
Ridiculous,
It's ridiculous. I mean, fucking, you know, it's not too bad in the UK because, like, there's a lot of restrictions in supermarkets on what you can buy. But I know for a fact in the States, it's fucking shocking.
Yeah,
if you're out there, mate,
fucking
you should be appalled because at the end of the day, mate, it's like, you know,
give someone else some bog roll. You know what I mean? Someone else wants a shit. Not just
people
you.
out there just actually need a shit.
Yeah,
you know, fucking
running around going, "Come on, I've run out of socks." Hurry up!
Oh no, we've all been there.
Oh yeah,
all been on camping trips. Anyway,
camping, right?
Yeah, well, you know, when you fucking caught short and you're like, oh, fucking, I've only got a sock.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. Anyway, so
when you put it back on.
Welcome to the show. Obviously, you've gathered the tone already.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Gaz, and, you know, this is Mr. Taylor. Welcome.
Good evening.
If you're a new listener.
Yes,
and obviously,
new listeners.
Welcome back to all you repeat offenders.
Oh, yes, you repeat offenders. We love you even more.
Seriously. Thank you for joining us again for another episode of Never a Straight Answer.
Yeah.
And we got a pretty interesting one considering.
Yes.
And we weren't supposed to have an episode tonight.
No, it was going to be nothing.
Well, there wasn't. We were going to have a week off, weren't we? But obviously with all the corona type nonsense that's going on, and obviously the coming apocalypse.
Oh
you know, we thought we'd best
prepared.
We best get an episode out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you
we
know,
might miss on the day. You know what I mean?
It could be the last. I couldn't have it. The last episode was the last episode that we'd ever put out. You know.
Well, that's true.
Obviously, it's not.
No.
So, you know.
No. And the thing of apocalypse, which I keep telling people and they don't listen.
Oh, I know, yeah. It means a new beginning or something like that, doesn't it?
Unrevealing.
Oh, the
basically.
unveiling.
Yeah.
So what's being unveiled?
Yeah, well, it's a new dawn.
Oh,
a new dawn of, what? I don't know. Either us getting wiped out or everything goes good.
Fuck knows what's going on, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think everyone's kind of putting up, there's just so many kind of tweets about kind of the coming end days, or we're living in the end times, or spoilers, coming soon this April, Godzilla.
Well, it's better knowing than not, you know what I mean? Now we've got the technology to, you know, I can tell someone in Australia in like less than 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Information that, like, can get passed easier.
Yeah,
it's easier to communicate at the minute, so That's why I suppose there's a lot more scare. Well, it's not scaremongering.
Well, no, it's a lot more information going round, and this is the thing, isn't it? It's like some of it's not, legit information, and then, it scares people.
Yeah, some people make businesses out of scaring people.
Yeah, of course. Apparently, there was somebody who got in trouble for kind of, charging for squirts of hand sanitizer.
Oh yes, a young boy in school, he had hand sanitizer, asking 10p a squirt to clean your hands.
Pretty reasonable.
Well, yeah, he got
10p.
done. He got took off and done. Police coming in. I don't know what the
seriously. Police were involved.
Yeah, and it was like,
I suppose he's one of them black marketeers. He's a black marketeer, isn't he? Really?
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. He won't do no time. He might have to sit on the potty for 5 minutes, but that'll be about it.
Sit on the naughty step.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, like I say, I mean, that's why obviously I was supposed to be at the Birmingham NEC.
Yeah.
For the big photography show, there's a photography and video show that was happening there.
Yeah.
It's been postponed. So everything's been kind of pushed back. Large scale events are, being
500 plus. I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly.
Now.
So I mean, it's kind of weird at the minute. I mean, somebody posted something online the other day. It was like the day the sport stopped.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like literally
Premiership stops.
No sporting
rugby.
Events at all happening. And I think that was the first time in history, recent history, where that's ever happened.
You got like Glastonbury and that as well, or them festivals that are going to have to. They can't do them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're fucked.
Well, this is it. Like I say, if everyone gets it, we'll all just fuck off to Glastonbury.
Well, no. If everyone gets it, you know what's happening.
What?
Everyone gets quarantined. What are you going to do after two days in like a house with your missus? You got nothing to do. You've watched all your DVDs. You played all your games.
I can tell where you're going.
This time next year, January, watch all the babies. Watch all the babies come out.
And Gareth seemed to think that we didn't know where babies come from, but I know they were made in a lab.
Yeah.
So
test tube.
Yeah.
Well,
that's where my mum said my brother came from. So
I heard that one as well.
Yeah,
I heard that on the news.
Did it make the news?
Yeah, it made the news.
Was the 80s, do you know?
Yeah, well, it was a lab, wasn't it? And they made a mistake and they dropped the vial.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, and then
the X-Men were made.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we've got a fucked up episode. We've got a pretty interesting episode tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight we're going to be talking about shadow people.
Yeah, he's in the shadow right behind you. I was watching you right now.
It's a pretty interesting topic, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a pretty scary topic,
it is.
really, as well.
I mean, to be honest, we're talking about shadow people, but it's also kind of linked to sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
And there's many names for it. Obviously, it goes by old hag syndrome.
Yes.
Obviously, sleep paralysis.
Yes.
Being visited by kind of shadowy figures who sometimes, they say wear a kind of a brimmed hat. That kind of attack people in the night. And it's kind of almost like they're paralyzed and can't move.
Yeah, that seems to be. It seems to be that you're paralyzed, but you're conscious. So
so you're actually aware of your surroundings and kind of feel like you can see everything that's going on.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's kind of like you're unable to kind of do anything about it.
Yeah.
Scary stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of like nightmare.
It's
kind of like nightmare fucking scenario, really, isn't it? Because
Freddy's back.
Well, kind of. It's like something's getting into your, they've actually stopped you from moving.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's quite an interesting topic. We'll be going into it a hell of a lot more.
Yeah. There's loads of different areas this comes from.
Yeah, totally. Do you know, I was surprised how far back this sort of goes. And we'll be going into it. So before we do, though. Before we do, we always like to start the show.
Yeah.
Let's say start the show, but we like our segment.
Yeah, we do.
What's
fucked up in
where you're from?
Yeah.
And that's what we're gonna do.
We are.
So what? It's fucked up.
Where you're from?
In Stockport this week.
Stockport.
So today we're going to Stockport, which is in Cheshire.
It is.
Yeah.
For all you Americans, quite a bit.
It's Cheshire.
Yeah.
Like the cheese.
It's like the cheese. Yeah.
And this is for Oggy, who lives just outside Stockport. Well, he lives in Stockport Reddish.
Yes, he does.
Yay.
Go on, Oggy.
Okay. And there's plenty of plenty of
History,
fucked up sort of history going on in Stockport. I found.
Like what?
Well, you've got there's the story of the Phantom Hitchhiker.
Okay.
So, paranormal experts looking to unravel the mystery of the Stockport's Phantom Hitchhiker. So I found this article in the Manchester Evening News.
See?
So
One peg leg, is it?
Paranormal experts were appealing for help to unlock a mystery of Stockport's Phantom Hitchhiker.
Right.
So Dr. Robert Gandy.
Gandy?
Yeah, Gandy.
Same fella?
Gandy.
Right.
Rob Gandy.
Right. Rob Gandy? He robbed Gandy?
No, he didn't rob him. He's called
right.
Rob.
His name's Rob Gandy.
Yeah,
right.
Rob
Okay.
Gandy.
I thought you were just telling me he was robbing Gandy.
He's a doctor, so you can know he's an all right fella.
Yeah,
well,
he must be.
Saying
well, yeah, saying that.
Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Rob Gandy, who's 64 years old, has been fascinated by the tale of the ghostly figure of a woman attempting to thumb a lift near Mersey Square, just off Wellington Road South.
Oh, right.
I used to live just off Wellington Road.
Did you? Did you ever hitchhike?
I've never seen a hitchhiking, the tale of the hitchhiking girls. Fucking girls, you moron.
Sure, ain't you in a dress after you had a few pints?
According to the story, which featured in a book by Martin Mills called Supernatural Stockport, a biker picked up a woman and gave her a lift home to Hazel Grove.
Okay.
Between dropping her off outside the house, the woman, who herself dressed in a motorbike gear, basically disappeared.
Yeah.
And when the biker knocked on the door, a couple answered and said their daughter had died in a crash on Wellington Road South years earlier.
Oh, shit.
Rob was contacted by another man who claimed to have seen had a similar experience while researching another project.
Yeah.
And is now set to reveal, basically resolve the mystery.
Oh, shit.
So he said, I've always had an interest in strange things.
Yeah.
I like urban legends and a pinch of salt. Which he takes with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
But
Well, he wants to try and get down to the bare bones of it, don't he, really?
Yeah, totally. But yeah, he's kind of appealing for people who've had similar experiences. So the Phantom Hitchhiker. It's pretty interesting story, considering, like, obviously the daughter.
I better lock my doors when I drive around there, then.
When you're down Stockport way. Well, then you've obviously got the Stockport Underground.
Oh, yeah.
Which were used as bomb shelters during the Second World War. And they actually run tours down there now.
Do they?
You can go down and have a look at the underground tunnels of Stockport, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
but
man.
it's obviously a lot of history and well, yeah, apparently they could be haunted.
Go in there and get felt up.
So,
by a ghost.
Another Stockport haunted premises or property building is the Stockport Workhouse.
Oh, right.
Which got a most haunted review.
Okay.
It was opened
5 stars.
On Christmas Day in 1841. The Stockport Workhouse was used as the last resort for families in poverty.
Right, okay.
Basically, they was kind of at loads of different locations, these workhouse.
Yeah.
The Most Haunted Crew, do you know, like the TV program?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm not sure about the Most Haunted guys best of times, but they went in and they reported loads of kind of experiences. They went to the workhouse and gave it a typical Most Haunted look around.
Yeah.
But they basically said that they
thought it was
they
haunted.
said that the EMF readings, screams and orbs were legit. So it's classed as one of the Greater Manchester's most haunted buildings.
See?
So there you go. That's in Stockport.
Don't surprise me for Stockport, to be honest.
Yeah. Also, you've got the legend of the man who was looking for a glory hole.
What?
Yeah, and he was. I found this on Reddit.
Let me get this right.
Somebody, this is what's fucked up in Stockport. Somebody had posted on Reddit.
Yeah.
I'm looking for urban legends in the Stockport area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, that's what I was looking for as well.
Yeah.
The next comment down was the legend of the glory hole hunter. A man who just roamed the streets of Stockport looking for glory holes. Yeah.
Oh,
and do you know what? It fits into the category.
It does.
It's fucked up.
It's
is happening in Stockport.
It is.
So there you go. Yeah. Also,
Glory
a couple of other side notes for Stockport, and I think still quite fucked up, even though it's not paranormal. Yeah. Is they have a hat museum.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they have a whole museum dedicated to hats. Yeah.
Oh,
so
right.
if you're ever in the
Pork pie
Stockport
hats.
area, got them all.
Yeah. Oh, bowler hat.
Bowler hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stetsons,
Churchill.
whatever you need.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Literally, they're a hat museum.
What? Oh, right.
Yeah.
So there's not.
You
no
were going to
selling
ask.
of
You
it.
were going to ask me for another one then, but they've probably got hats for sale.
Yeah, probably baseball caps.
I don't know. Probably
yeah.
merch.
Yeah.
Well, get yourself down there.
Yeah.
It's like I say, Stockport's full of fucking haunted stuff.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool town as well, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. That's what's fucked up where you're from this week.
Yeah.
Stockport, Cheshire.
Yes.
Like
Get your
the
ass
cheese.
down there.
Hey.
Yay.
Well, there you go. So like this week, like I say, we're going to be talking about
Stepson, son.
shadow people.
Shadow people, yeah, of course.
Shadow people.
Shadows are watching.
So, shadow people, what are they? It's the feeling like people are basically...
Well, say experience, because I think
experience,
it's more
isn't it?
than just feeling.
Well, yeah, it's totally an experience.
Yeah.
It's like when you're asleep and then all of a sudden you've woke up but you can't move, right?
Yeah.
You're literally frozen solid, but you're super aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden in the corner of your eye you see a shadowy figure moving.
Yeah.
But moving towards you.
Yeah.
And then it's getting closer and closer, and the fear that you're feeling is so fucking real. Like you're feeling like this presence is getting closer to you, and it's actually happening. And then all of a sudden you feel a pressure on your chest.
Yes.
And you feel like you can't breathe.
Yes.
And you feel like you're getting suffocated, and you're gonna die, and the fear gets stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
Until you're panicking. Yeah. And this is it. This is the experience that people are having all over the world.
Yeah. At least 30% of the world has had this experience or can carry on with that experience.
Well, they say that it's prominent, especially with people aged 18 to 35. There's over 1 million cases in the UK a year of sleep paralysis. And do you know what I mean? It's quite fucking scary.
Yeah, for some that so many people have. There's not a lot of talk about it.
Well,
really.
there isn't. And the thing is, it's like people are suffering with this or feeling like they're having this.
Yeah, I think people go suicidal and stuff like that. If you had to go to bed, you cannot sleep, and like every time you go to bed, you
wouldn't want to go to sleep, would
exactly,
you? It's like fucking Freddy Krueger's on your case or something.
Yeah, exactly, man. Nightmare on Elm Street. Fuck
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
So well, like I say, it's a phenomenon that's happened all around the world.
Yeah.
Visions of mostly the same.
Yeah.
In terms of kind of experience, and a number of tall figures from one to several.
Yeah.
Basically just kind of looming over people while they sleep.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot of women.
Do you think?
Yeah, it seems to be a lot of women. Yeah, because I remember I've seen one report, one of the first ones actually, and it was saying like the girl was like stiff as a board, she could not move, but then when she opened her eyes, all she could see was her mum at the end of the bed
trying to
looking
comfort her.
Looking like
she felt like that was the person looming.
Yeah, because of the face, because her face was like eyes were glowing and shit like that, and then so she closed her eyes and thought, this is a fucking dream.
Well, this is the thing.
Again.
It's not always a shadowy figure, is it?
Yeah, no.
Because obviously there's the old hag syndrome.
Yeah.
So also known as the old hag syndrome there. It's kind of a bit of a dodgy one, isn't it? Because I'd say if you could characterize somebody as an old hag, then
you think of a witch, really.
Well, yeah, you'd see a witch.
Yeah.
You're seeing a witch in a witch's features. You're not seeing a shadow.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So the old hag is the name given to a supernatural creature used to explain a phenomenon of sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenon during which a person feels, a presence of a supernatural force,
like someone stepping over your grave
immobilizing a person
and stuff. Yeah.
So sleep. So obviously the old hag syndrome.
Yeah.
Is what people called it, going back right to Eastern Asia.
Yeah. I was
back in the fucking
long.
1800s or even further.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It seems to have, because you can see it in art around the world. You can see a lot of, like little devils on.
Oh, of course,
chests
yeah.
and
There's
stuff like that.
a painting which is The Nightmare by Henry is it Fuselier?
Yeah.
In 1781.
Yeah.
And then that's a classic depiction of sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
And sort of a demonic vision.
Yeah, people always seem to go to that one because that seems that just
Well, yeah, it's kind of like exactly,
off.
doesn't it? Yeah, it's like if you'd suffered from that, and never told anybody, and then seen that painting, you'd be like, fucking hell, that's what I was dreaming about. Or that's the experience of that. That'd really resonate with somebody, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So psychologists seem to think that it's got kind of roots. Obviously, with everybody having the same sort of vision.
Yeah, roughly the same experience,
they say that the fear they're feeling is 100% legit. It's not fake.
Yeah.
They're not faking it.
Yeah.
They think the explanation could have its roots in sort of cultural sort of things, really, more than psychological. Like it's kind of psychological. It's in our subconscious. It's kind of depictions and stories that we've always kind of been brought up on.
Yeah.
And to watch out for things in the dark, in the shadows.
Well,
so
they do say our brains haven't changed since the Stone Age. They haven't really changed at all. All we've done is got a little bit smarter. That's it. Well, realistically,
I think that could be the case. Because it's literally like, if you have instincts,
yeah.
So if you feel trapped and it's dark, what are you going to think? Your brain's going to start telling you that there's something in there.
I like the way you answered that, actually, because soon as you said your first line there, I thought, right, first thing that came to mind was that there was, I have every right to do whatever I want to do.
Any old time.
Yeah, I have the, you know what I mean? It's.
No, come on, explain yourself. Because you've lost me now, and you think you've lost yourself.
I think I have.
So what you're saying is, so basically, you've kind of lost me.
Yeah.
Where was you?
I can't remember. I've just gone off track on that one. Because something else pops in my head and just
rabbit hole
popped back out.
Live on Never a Straight Answer. Yeah. Taylor just fucking lost it. Well done. Well,
thank you. You're welcome anytime
like
you want.
Like I say, the psychologists seem to think that there's some roots in culture.
Yeah.
And considering everyone's seeing the similar thing, it kind of makes sense that these people are it's something from their, subconscious. Yeah. One of these stories or kind of, instincts.
Yeah.
That's coming out.
There seems to be something there on the kind of feeling, kind of energy around it. That there's something there.
Yeah, totally. Like, I mean, the thing is, it's like there does seem to be like a sort of a report of a presence.
Yeah, even witnesses.
At the end of the day, it's like, I think even, say, a blind person could feel somebody coming in. There is a presence in the room, right, when somebody walks in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, I know not everyone's Daredevil, but, it's like I'd like to think that your senses are heightened, and that's what people say, don't they? It's like your hearing, your sort of sixth sense kind of is heightened, that you might feel the presence of somebody else in the room.
Yeah.
So when you're in a confined, trapped sort of, you've been environment that you can't kind of control. You're going to be fearful,
confused.
Exactly. So are you going to then think? Is that going to be a false sort of feeling because you've got all these other things going on at once?
Well, I don't know, because it seems to be, if in that case that there must be some kind of toxin within your body, because there is a toxin there that stops you from moving, and the reason behind it is so you don't enact on what you're actually dreaming. So you're not going to run out the window, or you're not going to go up there and piss in the wardrobe.
Jump out of the fucking piss in the wardrobe. Jump out the window, more like it.
You know what I mean? So it's deliberately. Well, this is what
I was talking. Yeah, to kind of keep you.
It keeps you safe, basically.
Yeah, because if you're dreaming and you're like me, where you kind of get really deep involved in things. Yeah. So say I was telling you about this before when about watching films and when the guy's about to leap, get so engrossed in things. That when the guy's just about to leap off the building, my legs inadvertently jump with the guy. I twitch. Because I'm so engrossed in it.
Yeah. So
now,
their action is your action.
If my dream was so fucking realistic, that my body had probably twitched to react to what's going on in the dream. So there must be some sort of safeguard your body puts over you to make sure that you don't fucking leap out of bed or jump out of a window. So is that what the paralysis is doing?
Yeah, that's basically what it's there for. So you don't actually.
Because I think most people do lie relatively still when they're sleeping.
Yeah, generally. It depends. It's like in REM sleep. When you get into the deep sleep, then that's when that kind of stuff happens. But before that, it's your comfort to get into that position. Yeah, but this
sleep paralysis, it seems to affect people when they're waking up as well. So they're not in deep sleep. They're literally they're coming out of deep sleep. So they've gone through REM. Yeah. They're back to a awakened state. And they're fucking fully aware of what's going on around them. But they can't move. Yeah. And shit, I've got some dude fucking coming over me. But science, not coming over me, but looming over me. Yeah.
But science, the way I see it, the way it was put to me was, one side of your brain say that's your daytime. You're awake.
Your creative side, and you kind of.
And the other side's it's
your business side.
Your tired side, it uses its chemicals to make you fall asleep when the time is right. So, when the time is right, and you fall asleep, there's some mechanism between that time that you are actually sleeping, but you are fully awake and aware.
Right. Okay. Well,
so there's a little situation there, that there seems to be a little problem there, which I don't know if up to now no one's been able to find the cure.
Well, there is no known cure. There is no known cure for sleep paralysis if you're inflicted with it.
Demonologists are doing all right.
Fucking hell, will they come in and go, heal this child? Do some fucking exorcism bullshit on them. They're like pulling demons out left, right, and centre.
Exorcism.
Go, all right, you're all right now. You can get a good night's kid.
Because the church
doesn't call me 2 weeks on Thursday if you're still having problems.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. They go in and they try and undemonise you.
I fucking undemonise you. Yeah. Father Pat.
Yeah,
Father Pat sat it.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Pat Lamont.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because he had a situation when I was talking about feeling of some kind of energy. Well, he had a lad that had these problems. I mean, serious. I mean, he proper went into stuff like buggery. Proper went into that kind of.
What, by the demon?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, he proper went into.
Literally.
And even his girlfriend has seen this apparition.
Oh, right, okay.
But one time, Father Pat Lamont was stood about 10 feet away from him, and the guy's going look, I can't sleep, this is what's happening. So the father actually was taking steps forward, and he said when he took steps forward, he felt actually a presence there.
Right,
there was
something
there.
Something
there was something there. So the lad wasn't really lying, but where was this energy coming from? So it makes it even more weirder that other people can actually slightly get involved. So that it can't be just your mind.
Well, if we want to understand it a little bit better, let's have a look at the history. So, obviously, we've said this happens all the time, and it happens around the world. We've had reports from Japan, Finland, the UK, Korea, also countless other places, and we'll get into a couple more a bit later on.
There's even an island.
What's that?
An island, 10 plus years ago off the east coast of Africa, where this situation is hitting the whole island.
Right, okay.
Everyone on the island is like getting abused, or these shadows.
They get literally, it's a full island of shadow people, and nobody on the island can get any sleep.
Yeah,
because
you lock the doors, they come through.
No way. What's the island called?
Hold on 1 second. I've got it right in my second page. It is called Pemba.
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 Don't go there on your holidays.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a very relaxing time, are you, at
Well,
Pemba? Pemba Beach Resorts, where you get shadowed. I want sunshine, not shadow.
Some of the shit I was watching on this documentary on this place, it was like, this is like it makes me think that there's something going on deliberately, sort of thing. Like,
what?
You know, like,
conspiracies.
Well, yeah, I'll go into conspiracy.
Maybe.
Like,
I've got a couple of points that I want to make a bit later on about kind of what they could be.
All right. Well,
so we've got to go down there.
We'll go down there later.
Looking at some of the places it's cropped up though.
Yeah.
A city in Babylon. It was said, and now how fucking long ago was that? Right, that's not
fucking long
a couple of weeks ago, was it? Babylon. So there was a city in Babylon that was said to be, or was the city of Babylon?
City of Babylon.
Yeah. In the city of Babylon.
Where Iraq is now.
Well, right, okay. So in Babylon, there was said to be a demon who leapt on people's chests while they were sleeping.
Yeah.
In Greece, a doctor wrote about a devil whose patients claimed that while they slept, they was kind of like losing breath and felt like pressure on the chest.
Called the Shadowers. That was their name.
Was that what they were called?
Yeah, in Greece it was.
Where else? I mean, obviously, you were talking about one in Korea, weren't you?
Yeah.
What was cracking Korea? What was cracking Korea?
Gawanuum, which actually means pressed down by ghosts.
Right, okay, so it's literally the translation.
Yeah, it's pressed down by ghosts, yeah. So, obviously, they're considering that it's ghosts, and it's back to the spirits.
Well,
yeah.
Well, the first time it was kind of discussed properly, I mean, at length.
Well, come on, it probably still hasn't been discussed.
This is what I'm saying. The first time it was kind of was, on Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell.
Yeah.
I actually listened to these not long ago.
Yeah,
because it's really Art Bell's quality.
Yeah.
Even though he does have the most fucked up. He has more fucked up stuff than we have. To be fair.
Yeah.
We should just do what's fucked up where fucking Art Bell was from in the what was it in the deserts.
Yeah.
Of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, so he kind of was on Coast to Coast. He discussed it a few times on there, and then there's been a lot of different legends, and it's cropped up in a lot of legends and belief systems. These shadowy shaped figures. But one of the guests that he had on Coast to Coast was a woman called Heidi Hollin.
Okay.
Published a book on the topic.
Oh right.
And appeared on Coast to Coast a number of times. Describing incidents where people had, been paralysed in the beds and felt like, they were having the air forced out of them.
Yeah.
So,
it's freaky shit, man.
Heidi believes, though, going into the beliefs of what sleep paralysis or, what these shadow people are.
Yeah.
She thinks they're negative alien beings.
You know what? Because there is a few things, especially like being frozen, and like there are three different types. There one which is the shadow where you think you've seen something go across and you've just seen out of the corner.
Yeah.
The second one is the incubus. That's what sits on your chest.
The incubus.
Yeah, that's its name.
Not the incubus.
Yes, that's it.
All right,
incubus.
okay.
Sits on your chest. That's the second one. And then you've got a third one, which is levitation, which makes me think with the actual freezing of you and moving of you, possible, abductees.
You just reminded me of that scene with Sigourney Weaver in Ghostbusters. When she's been possessed by Zool and she's levitating.
Oh, yeah.
A bit kind of like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, because if you like alien abductions, they go with the time. and they also go with the frozen. Sometimes they can't move, and there's some
my
little
arm's
bits.
just frozen up. I don't know what's gone on with that.
Touching up with golf.
Well, apparently you can repel them by calling out Jeebus' name, or other means. It doesn't really elaborate on what the other means are, though. But do you know what I mean? Jesus is a pretty fail-safe method, apparently.
Well, not if you can't move your mouth.
That's true, actually. Yeah,
You know
if you're paralysed, how are you going to shout Jesus?
Yeah, exactly. And you could think it, I suppose, but what's that going to do?
Yeah, I suppose.
Just try and move your lips. Nah, it ain't going to work, mate. You're going to have to try something else. Why don't you just have the cross on your bloody bed?
Well, yeah, that's a good point, actually. Just try that, and if you're having problems, if that is what the situation is, and it's actually a demon, then having the cross above your bed's
the entity.
I mean, this is if you believe this sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
This is kind of.
I think obviously scientific minds come into it and they discuss what the actual causes are.
I think it's possible one of two things.
There's not really much to say what they think it is. To be
honest. I think it's a collective of different things, but they've all been put together.
Well, there's a lot of speculation.
You've got like adoptions, you've got like ghost situations, you've got like demon situations, you've got out of body, like from multiverse or whatever. You know what? Because for all we know, we're ignorant on that. We think we know it all, and we bloody know nothing.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
So this is just a part of the experience of humanity, I suppose.
Well, like I say, a lot of the stuff that's suggested on the web kind of puts it down to evil forces, extra-dimensional beings that are watching us, waiting to attack us, or, something paranormal.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I think we've kind of, we've got into this quite a lot recently, as a society.
Yeah.
It's not something like... Back
it's
in the day,
up,
obviously back in the day when it was like witch trials and things people just didn't understand, it was kind of, burn the witch, fucking pitchforks, go after the evil. Yeah. But nowadays it's a bit more kind of like, well, we know it's kind of probably
wrong.
Well, maybe some of it is, some of it we can't explain.
Yeah. But still, we think we know what we're doing.
Well, no, because
there's
people out there who are just more scientific.
Yeah, but then you get idiots.
Think that there's an explanation for everything.
Yeah.
There's people out there who believe in paranormal. Yeah, and they'll go out and look for it.
Hold on. Well, we can't.
I mean,
really say
I like to think I'm a spiritual person, and I think that if.
But paranormal is not a thing of people thinking, because there's actual facts that there is things that go on, but we don't know what they are. So they've been put under that as paranormal. So there is something going on. So I would say that it was actual facts than like theories.
Right. Okay.
Myself.
Well, like I say, there's a lot of different theories. I've been reading this book actually. Yeah. Called the Complete Idiot's Guide to the After Death.
Oh, right.
Yeah, which has been pretty interesting, actually, but it's got a whole chapter on shadow people.
Yeah.
It says basically, this is a quote, every once in a while you might be working at your desk or fixing a snack and see something out the corner of your eye dart across the room where your eyes playing tricks on you. Well, apparently there's a Cherokee legend.
All right.
This is what I found from this book.
Yeah.
Where there was thought to be creatures that were evil, and could steal your soul, and they'd usually steal the souls from the recently dead, or the very ill.
Well, this is another thing of the breathing, like straight away when people are waking up to this like scary situation.
Yeah,
they seem to dart for him, and they seem to hold the breath or sit on the chest. It seems to be a case of taking the control of your breathing.
Right. Okay. Do you think that's what it is? Like,
no, if it is a spiritual thing, then they're trying to take the soul, or is it death? Is it death going to try and take your soul earlier than you should?
Well, that's
what I mean. If you believe in God, then you must believe in the devil.
Well, the thing is, I mean, in terms of like the death thing.
Yeah.
Death is
Death
kind
always
of
wants
Death's one of
a
them
soul.
sort of characters that turns up again throughout history as like, you know,
but never really
crossing,
talked about because he
crossing
always
the river Styx and all
choose
that.
the devil.
Well, no, because the Death isn't an evil. So I wouldn't consider
Death
Death
isn't
as
necessary.
He's a guide at the end of the day. I don't think.
But
Death,
this is why I was saying to you before: is the afterlife
the
governed?
Grim Reaper?
Is it governed like everything down there is governed?
Well, yeah, like you say in a parliament or
Yeah.
something. You'd think that
Is it
well, yeah,
the same
God,
up there?
God, if there is an
that realm?
afterlife, then yeah, God's the governor.
So then you're going to need the devil. You're going to need, you know, the angels to do this, that, and whatever.
Of course, yeah, they're like
You're
your
gonna need
parliamentary
Death.
sort of guys. Do you know what I mean?
Death always wants to fill his quota. You know what I mean? And so,
Well, Death, I don't think is a kind of he's impartial, because I think if you're
no. Well, why did
why
Death turn up at your doorstep just when you drop dead?
well, because if you die,
So he knew the future then.
Well, the
So if he
thing
knew the
is-
future, your path has already been set.
Of course, yeah. But what I'm getting at is, I don't think Death is good or evil. He works for both sides.
Yeah, I agree
Do you know
with
what I
that
mean?
side. Yeah,
I
'cause
think
there
if
is
no matter
necessary
if
on
you're
Death.
good or bad, you will meet Death. It's like these. What's that in the Deathly Hallows Harry Potter? Harry Potter.
I don't know. Don't watch it.
Well, in that, you know, these are the thing about Death greets one of them as an old friend. You know, like it's a case of that. You know, even though you might have lived a good life, then you're still gonna be kind of have to be guided through to that next life. Do you know what I mean? I mean, again, it's one of those things. If you believe that or not,
It's your belief system.
But what you're saying is, if that whole thing exists, then there must be a structure to it.
And a better structure than what we've got, because obviously we don't know what's actually going up there and going on. So they're obviously doing a good job, apart from like this ghost shit and like all these experiences that people are finding out, going, hey, I've never heard this before. Oh, what's going on here?
Well, another example of what it could be. Obviously, these we've just discussed. These shadow guys could be aliens.
Yes.
Using some kind of camouflage.
Yeah.
To conceal them whilst doing abductions. So
I told you. I think there's a possibility. There's a possibility on a number of.
Yeah,
ways.
Definitely. I mean, the thing is, you said it before. It's like, you've got camouflage ships.
Yeah.
So
why don't you have
camouflage
uniforms?
Like, exactly. Yeah. So I mean,
it always makes me think when we talk about aliens and stuff like the camouflage and that. Remember the Star Trek, where at the beginning, Star Trek was at the generation. Was actually
they've gone a long road from getting over there to here.
Place where it's dying.
Deep Space Nine.
No.
Which Voyager?
Enterprise. No, that was Enterprise.
Enterprise.
Yeah.
That was it with Sam Beckett.
Well, I remember one where they put the civilians into a computer model of their village, so because they have to move them.
So put them into a sort of like...
They were walking around in invisible suits, checking out people, checking this, that and the other, and not getting caught out.
Right,
it makes me think that is there a possibility that we're being controlled, because we don't know anything.
Well, this is it, isn't it? I mean, it's
the
a
Matrix,
good cover.
and we can't see
how do you know
what
if
we're
it's
supposed
not,
to see.
I mean, if it's not aliens, how do we know it's not sort of fucking, dark ops sort of thing,
it's
where
probably something
where
we
we're
hadn't
being
even thought
abducted.
about.
We're being abducted by our own fucking governments.
But we are being controlled
in
in some way.
invisible suits, invisibility cloaks.
But we are being sort of controlled in a way. That's why people come to the conspiracy of the Matrix or time travel or all these
because
kind of
there's
stuff.
actually like glitches.
We know there's something there. Yeah.
Well, there's definitely. I mean,
there's something wrong with the Matrix or whatever it
didn't
is.
CERN recently turn around and say they've proven that there can't be an afterlife because they would have found it?
Yeah, they would say because there's a lot of science saying that they actually go down to the numbers of ones and zeros.
Right, okay.
So and it's like we're in a Matrix, but the hard evidence of proof isn't quite there yet. But
Well, it's kind of
Well, no, because you've got to look really right.
Well, if
really...
you think about it, we only see kind of, that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to start that conversation, to be honest. Back to the shadow people.
Yes.
Another sort of explanation for it could be that it's astral travellers.
Yes.
What do you reckon to that?
Yes, or interstellar travellers.
Well, no, I mean, like, do you know, like in Doctor Strange, when he kind of travels the astral plane?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so out-of-body experiences.
Yeah, but then that can explain ghosts, then, if that's the truth on that.
Well, it could be. I mean, it's like you could be actually sleeping and having an astral travel sleep dream, yeah. Not actually remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could leave your body in your sleep, travel around the world, and be back in time for breakfast, yeah. Right? When you wake up, you're back in your body, everything's great, yeah. So how do you know that these encounters with so-called ghosts or shadow people or anything like that aren't
then doing the same as what you did?
Well, your astral projected self travelling about, just popping in places, just having a gander, and then all of a sudden you've been spotted by somebody who's extra perceptive. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'd have to agree with you've got something either wrong with you or there's something great with you. You know what I mean? Well, you never know, because quite a lot of things happen when people are ill with like stuff wrong with they're getting tumours and stuff like that. And the thing is, like there's plenty. I have even heard of people who get telekinesis. And they find out how am I moving?
I'd love to get telekinesis.
That would be my.
That'd blow my mind.
That would be my
superpower. Like,
power.
Watch this.
I'd love that. But then after they found out that they've got like a tumour, and then the tumour gets dealt with, and then it's like bang, they've lost the power. So there's still so much we need to know about our own brains. And
totally
how we
agree with
actually work, and our how the body and the senses actually combine together and work as one unit. We know more about the stars and the bloody ocean than we know about ourselves. Really,
it's actually crazy what we've as a race or as a species have decided is important enough to go for, because. We were watching a video earlier, weren't we, about Corona? Well, it wasn't really about Corona. It was just about how much. This was filmed 4 years ago, and it was talking about how we've invested all this money into. It was Bill Gates, and he was saying how we've invested so much money into nuclear deterrence and nuclear armament that we haven't touched. What had happened if there was another bug or a pandemic? And look what's happened. And what he's describing it on this talk. And he's basically just described what's just happened, because
but we're better off than the East. You know what I mean? So we're a little bit better off than they.
The thing, what I'm saying is, it's like we go, like you've just said, we run before we can walk. We don't look at what's happening on our doorsteps while we're gazing off at the stars. And to be honest, I think we need to start reassessing what we're investing money into and what's a good program to be running. We shouldn't be we should be investing in but the thing is, it's dangerous. The thing is, it's dangerous as well, because if we start investing in kind of like chemical research and stuff, that's when more nasty shit can start coming out, because people make mistakes and things don't work out, or they create something that they didn't mean to. So I mean, it is a safer bet looking to space travel and other stuff, but we've said this before about we don't even know what's in the oceans. Never mind. So, I think we need to start concentrating a bit more about what's going on our own doorstep.
I doubt.
Been looking into kind of what sleep paralysis is anyway, and the definition of it. So, like I say, it's very common. More than 1 million cases a year in the UK alone. There's no cure. It's basically common between the ages of 18 to 35. The symptoms are not being able to move when asleep or waking up. Right. Being aware of your surroundings. Hallucinations.
Well, hold on.
Wait,
Possible hallucinations.
Well,
because we don't know if it is actually happening or not.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? Lack of sleep, though. You could put that down to hallucination. But
there is that.
You feel like a pressure on your chest, or feel like you're being choked.
Yeah.
Obvious side effects are lack of sleep through fear, substance abuse, and sleep disorders. Well, so you can see why people have kind of said sleep paralysis has to be the reason for these sort of syndromes,
I really don't buy that
people.
much.
Well,
to be honest, maybe a little, but I won't. Let's say 2%, something like that. But no,
well,
I think there's more to it in different areas. Like I said before, I think there's different categories, and what they've done is they've shoved it all in one.
Well, my question is, do you think the term sleep paralysis was coined to classify what people were experiencing rather than a legitimate reason? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because people come out and go, I've seen this thing, or hallucinations.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I feel frozen. Oh, well, I can't explain that.
Yeah.
There's no cure. We can't tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But all the way around the world, people are experiencing similar sort of experiences.
For all we know, it could be trying to connect to us in some kind of different way. I was watching something before, which is totally off the subject in one kind of way, but there was a radio
Taylor
station
going off subject.
Yeah, there was a radio station, and it kept playing these like weird noises and stuff like that, and they were playing back stuff from the past. Now, it automatically made me think: is it a possibility that there's a signal being sent back from what we've been sent out there? Because we've sent a lot of noise out.
Yeah, we have, haven't we? Yeah, well, we're kind of a noisy planet, to be honest.
Now, could we be the same in different dimensions? Noisy. I mean, we pollute our fucking planet like fuck. We pollute our water like hell.
We're already polluting space.
What about
we're
other dimensions?
We're actually polluting other dimensions now as well.
There could be a possibility that we are doing that as well, because we don't know.
If it's another dimension, they could be possibly polluting us.
Well, yeah. But then they could be trying to contact us to stop the pollution.
Totally. Yeah. No, I'd buy that.
Yeah.
I'd fucking buy that for $1.
But the way they're doing it is they think scaring or, frighten people into...
Well, maybe it's just the fact that they've not been able to get through.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
Can you communicate with an ant?
Well, no.
Well, I can't. So the communication is probably going to be...
Yeah, but we've said this about aliens as well. Like, at the end of the day, when you see an ant, you don't really... you just cabole in, you don't regard it. Yeah. So if an alien species was to come down here, do you think they'd regard us as a species, as an intelligent species? An ant's an intelligent species.
No,
an ant's an intelligent species. Yeah. It's got a fucking pecking order and a society.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So,
so why is that any different to us from another species coming down and just seeing us as something that needs clearing out, exterminating?
We're more likely to get a threat than we will to get a handshake.
Yeah, that is totally
off topic. On communication.
Well, there you go.
Communication's key, man.
So there you go. Sleep paralysis. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
If there's anyone out there who's actually had an experience, let us know, because I find it fascinating.
Yeah.
I think it will be something that if anyone does get back to us, we'll definitely cover it.
Yeah. We'll definitely, no doubt, cover it again.
I think so. So so there you go. That's your main topic for tonight. Is there anything else you want to add on it?
Yeah, surgeries.
Oh, surgeries. Go for it, man.
Because a lot of people have it then when they're going under.
Right. Okay. So when they're under anaesthetics.
Yeah. I watched something quite a while ago. Quite a few stuff on this, and it was to do with like certain poisons that you have to mix, and it's very you're on a very short line of putting someone to death or holding them. And
that's why they say, don't they make you sign things to say that if you've had problems,
because they're putting you on the line.
Literally, you might not wake up off anaesthetics.
People don't. But there are lots of people who after the surgery wake up and say, I've seen every single thing, but I felt every single thing as well.
Where people have been kind of totally aware of...
I felt it cut me there. I was in pain there. I was in,
But because they were under the anaesthetic and supposedly asleep, they shouldn't have been able...
It's the same sort of thing, because you're being chemically induced to
It is pretty scary, isn't it?
Awake.
It is pretty scary to think, because obviously because you're so kind of out of it, you can't respond to tell him, and that's very similar, isn't it? Because obviously this is how people feel.
You tape your eyelids and everything. You know what I mean? I mean, at least like in when you're sleeping, you can move your eyes.
Yeah, that's true.
That seems to be the only thing that you can bleed and move, apart from a little bit of breathing.
Oh God, it is a pretty spooky topic. This.
Yeah, but in hospital, they tape your eyes because they don't want you to see.
Right, okay.
You know what I mean? And
so even if you're fucking awake,
doctors
you can
know
feel
that
it.
this happens, you know what I mean? But they're trying their best to try and stop it. I mean, they're trying different chemicals all the time to try.
Well, this is the thing. It's like I don't like the idea of people being like chemically induced. Obviously, it's necessary for surgery. Yeah. And if I'm in there, I want fucking knocking out.
Yeah, and they do a very difficult job, you know what I mean? Especially at the minute.
Oh, yeah, God. Well, we'll be getting into that shortly.
Yeah.
Well, is that everything for you?
Let's have a look. No, I think I've come to a conclusion.
A conclusion, right? Well, conclude us.
A different conclusion, actually. I think it's either death itself, or you ever seen the film The Entity?
No.
You've never seen it? It was basically like a poltergeist, but it was invisible, and it did this kind of stuff. The only thing that was different was, I think, the freezing.
Right, okay.
But it made me think about the ghost kind of area as well, the poltergeist side of it.
Right.
But, yeah, possibility. But like I say, it's got to be what several different areas. It's all been clumped into one when it should be.
That's what I think. I think it's
should be separated.
I think like
separate.
There is too many kind of people claiming it as this, that, and the other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's like even science is turning around and saying really they don't really know what to say about it. They can't really classify it.
But they've
put it down as
an
illness.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, I mean, but most people having the. I mean, to be fair, if people have got imagination, so why is it always the same thing that's
what is
coming at them?
A chemical that's doing it around us?
What chemical is it that you...
Well, look at the environment. The environment's toxic as fuck.
Maybe, but it wasn't like that in the 1700s, was it? And people were still having this same vision.
That is true.
I don't know. Maybe we'll come back to it. If anyone's got any opinions on it or what you think it is, then do let us know. You can rather email us at neverstraightanswer@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or
tell us anything we've missed.
Tell us on Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter.
God, I can't speak tonight. It's been a rough week. So yeah, we're moving on. Going into the news.
We are.
It's the news. Hey, and welcome back to the news. Yeah, we've spent the whole 10 minutes, 20 minutes at least, tracking down the best news available on the web for you today.
Oh.
So, yeah, but to be fair, there's been so much going on in the world that, we felt we should enlighten you with some nicer stories in life as well. I mean, we will be talking about a bit of Corona.
Yeah, so
you know what I mean? Because it's kind of hot topic at the minute, and to be honest, it's like it's important.
Yeah.
So
wash your hands, boys and girls.
Keep fucking your hands clean.
Yeah,
and keep well, everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of escalated so much now.
22% apparently.
Well, I can't even remember where we were up to last week, but this week it's just been fucking horrendous, hasn't it? It's just keeps doubling and doubling and doubling. So I think last week we were into we weren't even into the 500s. We were like 400 and something.
Yeah.
If that. Yeah. Literally 380 something people, I think it was last week.
Yeah.
We're rocketed up now to 1,143 with 21 deaths.
That's big.
I could not believe it when I saw the stats. I was like, what? It was like 8 this morning.
And it'd be probably worse when this goes out, to be honest.
Well, it's fucking horrendous. I mean, the USA, 2,572 confirmed cases and 51 deaths.
Yeah.
Iran, I'm looking at the kind of the main, say the main, there's loads of different, obviously there's other countries involved.
Yeah.
But these areas seem to be getting it quite bad.
Yeah.
Iran with 12,729 cases, 611 passed away.
Jeez.
And Italy, 21,157 cases, 1,441 people. it's fucking horrible, isn't
Yeah.
it? And the thing is, I mean, humanity, man, you've got an opportunity here to kind of literally, show the world that we are kind of here for each other, because this I think when it's consumerism is involved, it brings out the worst.
Oh yeah,
100% brings out the worst in people. Black Friday, fucking fighting over TVs and toasters.
Yeah,
this took this to a new low now. When you seen people, I mean, I've seen shelves emptied in some American stores with images on the web, and people have sent them to me. It's fucking crazy.
It's everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere on the world.
We're talking about like black marketing.
Yeah.
If you're one of them people who are literally fucking trying to turn a profit off this, then do you know what I mean?
I'd rather use a fucking a paper. I'd rather use paper from a newspaper.
What?
Actually, it might
blow your nose on it.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. But no, the thing is, it's like these people out there who need this stuff for the kids on a general day-to-day basis. It's not a case of the fact that they're saying, I want to keep a supply for myself. It's just like we use these products anyway.
Oh yeah,
do you know what I mean? So
Agent Coulson's been having major problems.
Has he?
What's he been? His kids.
Has he been? What's he been trying to get? Calpol.
Trying to get hold of that. Can't get it. Aspirins. Can't get it. Toilet roll. Can't get it. There's so many different bits of stuff.
Now, I thought it wasn't as bad in the UK, but there was a call for UK vegetable suppliers for Morrison's. Morrison's had put out a call for anybody who could stock them with fresh produce.
Someone's making
basically.
A profit there?
Well, no, not necessarily. Well, somebody is, but I mean, there's a lot of people who have conservatories and allotments.
Yes,
conservatories. I meant allotments. Yeah, people have these sort of greenhouses. Is what I was getting.
Yeah, in case of stuff happening.
Well,
like
they grow their own. Do you know what I mean? Like, and generally you grow a bit more than you need. So if you've cropped a load of,
you got a cabbage or two.
Exactly. Lettuces.
One more carrot than you need.
Morrison's are like, come on, man. Come on. We need lettuces.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? What they need to do is get onto the International Space Station, because they've got shitloads of lettuces.
They can make that and throw it down.
Parachute them in.
Yeah,
I'm sure they've got a capsule knocking around. They can send a few 100 lettuces back down to Morrison's.
Be a bit expensive though.
So
I won't buy one of their cabbages.
So I mean, it's kind of it's been classified now as a pandemic by the WHO, World Health Organization.
I said this.
Well, it was going to happen, wasn't it?
It was definitely going to happen.
So what do you reckon's the next step for it then?
Well, there's going to be more close downs basically on public, like what China,
basically events. Everyone's going to be. I mean, Italy, they just told everybody to go home and stay there, didn't they, really?
Yeah. So it's going to affect business like hell. It's going to be worse.
Is it, though? Because
like it's going to be a world crash economy.
The thing is, though, about this, right, is if everybody's affected, does it affect everybody? Do you know, if it's everything goes pause for a couple of weeks, what's the...
Here we go. The richest man in the Middle East has just become the second richest man because he just lost $6 billion.
For what reasons?
Because he must have shares on his businesses. Like, obviously, businesses can only cope to a certain degree on keeping everything going.
Right. Yeah, I suppose
you're only going to keep a couple of million or a couple, to make sure that you can last to a certain degree. You can't keep it going on forever. That's why you need customers.
The thing is,
if the customers aren't there, then businesses will be affected. You watch how many businesses will...
Of course, yeah. I mean, we've already seen airlines like Flybe's gone under, and that was kind of because of the corona. Well, that's what they say. I mean, they were teetering on the edge anyway. But there's obviously other companies who are kind of suffering through it as well. The thing is about this, though, it's a bit of an odd one, isn't it? Because...
could be just a mop-up.
Well, how do you mean?
Well, in conspiracy theory, like deliberately done to cleanse, to get rid of the in their eyes, I would say, the old and feeble, those who aren't necessarily needed.
There was an interview with Trump where he turned around and said, as a businessman, he gets rid of people, the dead wood. Do you know what I mean? If they're not doing anything, then they're a drain on his business. Do you know what I mean? And he want to replace that guy.
Then wages go up, the economy goes up. Like, you've got housing now. You've got more houses. You've got more jobs. You've got less food to give. You know what I mean? So in a business sense, it's a good thing.
I totally get where this conspiracy's going.
You know what I mean? Because it does work in that way, but hopefully it's not.
It's a fucking because obviously if it is, then. But this is the thing. It's one of these things that does
500 years time.
What I mean in terms of it's an odd one is it doesn't discriminate. Yeah, and I was talking about Reagan's. Speech about the if we were being invaded, would we work together? Yeah. And the thing is with this, it's like this kind of counts because it is an illness or a disease or a virus or whatever that doesn't discriminate. It doesn't look at anybody and say you're kind of you won't get it because you're rich. Yeah,
although if it is
now the thing is, it's like look, fucking hell, man. It's like the world's most beloved actor Tom Hanks has come down with
wife,
it. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like fucking hell. If the guy's a legend, usually no one wants Tom Hanks to have any be poorly. No, but the thing is, it's like if you're a fucking millionaire or a pauper. Or you're fucking rich or famous, or whatever the situation, you're gay or straight, black or white, whatever, you can get it. Yeah, right? And, if you've got health issues, then it could be a fucking bad day for you. Now,
could be, hopefully, in the Western country, we've got more access to equipment and cleaning equipment and that than anywhere else.
Okay, so you say that, but why is America and England and France, Germany, these Western
the question
are up there in the leaderboard in terms of number of cases?
Because we didn't act fast enough.
I'm not even joking. We didn't act fast enough. But I mean, in terms of if you want to kind of look at Switzerland, who's had more cases than us, has had a lower mortality rate. Obviously, it starts jumping up. But Germany, they've had almost 5,000 cases. And only 9 people have passed away from it.
Yeah, but
in terms of how many they've had more in terms of
mortality.
No, people catching it to the mortality rate. They've had fucking virtually 4 times more people get it. But we've had a higher percentage of people fucking passing.
Yeah, well,
so how could you say that we've got a better kind of handle on things when in the West when this doesn't seem to be the case?
Because we've still got a lot of questions to ask and a lot of answers to find. We really only know a little bit about it. That's why it's going to take time to get the actual cure for it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's something like we know it's part something else. We know that there's 2 of them out there.
It's part Robin.
Yeah.
All Joker.
Yeah. And 20% of it they don't know. They don't know about it.
Well, there's some good news.
Yes. Yeah.
There's been a rapid COVID-19 self-testing kit.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't know how legit this is, but I hope it is, because obviously it was supposed to be set up by a UK company. A British company has developed this.
Yeah.
And there was a exclusive on Channel 4 News.
Right.
This British company has developed a rapid diagnosis self-testing kit for the COVID-19. 10-minute testing. It will be distributed around the UK in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
In what is to believe the first rapid test available in the country.
Yeah, but you should only use it if you believe you've got it. Don't use it if you.
Well, it's supposed to work a bit like the blood pressure. Do you know blood when you take? Do you know when you've if you've got diabetes?
Yeah.
Not blood pressure, like diabetics.
Yeah.
They test their blood sugars. So I think
it might have something to do with sugars, then.
Yeah. So apparently this company says they don't want to reveal who they are just yet.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
fair enough.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they might have done that since. But I mean, it's pretty
a lot of money's
interesting.
being thrown into it now, and
definitely. And I think this
is
what needed to be done, and it's like what we were talking about earlier. This stuff should have been done as a preventionary measure, rather than a fucking oh shit, what do we do now? Sort of measure. Do you know what I mean?
Which is not supposed to be looking that way.
But the thing is, you can't always anticipate what is going to come round the corner. So I mean, they could have said, oh yeah, well, we've been looking into fucking disease control for fucking years, but we didn't expect this.
But the funding's not in.
Well, we didn't expect this.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's like you can't fight against something that you don't know what it is and how it reacts.
Yeah, because there's so many things that could go wrong to fight against. I mean, you've got to put money into what happens in space, what happens from your food, what happens from your electric, your gas, what happens with pollution, what happens with everything you've got to think about, your borders.
I'm just thinking about what's happening about obviously
the wealth doesn't. Do
you know people who have to self-isolate?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of elderly and people who were kind of vulnerable.
Yeah.
Who's kind of looking out for them? Because obviously, if you've self-isolated, you're not going out to go and get supplies.
Yeah. Keep an eye on your neighbours.
How can you survive in your house, especially if you've kind of not really got much of a circle? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, well, they recommend if you've got a household and you're infected, the whole house should be closed down.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like everybody in the house is kind of in quarantine then, aren't they? But, I mean, what if you're an elderly person, you live on your own, you rely on your friends' neighbours, they've all been quarantined. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, then they'd ring a number.
Even in terms of stuff like, I mean, a lot of people are on, meters for the gas and electric.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they have to go out of the house to do their top-ups or whatever. So if they're going out of the house, they're not quarantining themselves, are
they? True,
they?
because the government is looking at, hopefully, the friends and family are popping round and be able to bring food.
Yeah, but that's
stuff.
What I mean. What happens if they're in quarantine?
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of. I hope that there's something they're looking at some sort of measures to kind of keep people healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or try.
Yeah.
And get food out to people and stuff like that. And if not, that's a fucking idea for you right there.
Yeah.
So,
hopefully the measures don't come up to martial law, because if it happens like China, but they've got a grip on it now. As supposedly at the minute they've got a grip on it, but worst case scenario is if a big explosion of it happens, then there's going to be issues. I reckon.
Well,
hopefully it's the more days are going by, the more information we're finding out.
More they're learning about it, aren't they? Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully we'll get some better sort of answers soon to what it is.
Yeah,
but, I mean, if you would let us know your thoughts on it, leave us a comment on Twitter or send us an email if you think it's a big conspiracy, or do you think it's the end times?
It is such
what do you think's going on? I don't know. But it's fucking scary.
If I was to try and rule the world, that'd be one of the things. Bang, right, I'll let a disease out, and
Well, when all the newspapers have now created tabs on the main websites, literally just dedicated to coronavirus now.
Oh yeah,
do you
it's
know
everywhere,
what I mean?
man. It's like fucking Twitter. It's like.
But then you start thinking. I mean, are we doing it as well? Are we kind of adding to it? Are we kind of I mean, I like to think that we're just giving a bit of information out.
Yeah, we're just giving what we're finding.
It's like we've been. I mean, actually, we started covering this when
it first kicked off.
Well, before then, because I remember you talking about it, and then me not really kind of giving it much sort of but then obviously as the weeks have gone on, it's like we've covered it since the fucking beginning, really. Anyway, moving on, a bit more light-hearted story. What do you reckon the UK is they've announced what the UK's most favourite literature is this week.
Oh, right, okay.
I mean, I was surprised. What do you reckon it is?
It's got to be a Potter, isn't it?
Well, most people would have thought that. Most popular book in the UK has been named, and it's not the Bible, and it's not Harry Potter. I was going to say next,
the Bible.
It's neither.
That's pretty readable. But
now, Harry Potter is in the list, but it's not the most popular book. And I would bet you wouldn't guess what the number one slot's
Harry and his big red dog.
What? No, I was going to say the hungry caterpillar.
Oh,
but, you know what I mean?
Could be,
well, we got the countdown for it because I would have thought it would have been a bit of JK. But,
yeah, I would have thought.
Well,
yeah, gotta be.
Well, there you go.
That'll Lord of the Rings.
At number 10, To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh, Kill a Mockingbird.
That's a pretty good one. That's by Harper Lee.
Is it?
Yeah. And then at number 9.
Oh, number 9.
Gotta Get Farouk This.
Gotta Get Farouk This?
By Louis Farouk. I don't know if that's his autobiography or not. But, do you know what I mean? I quite like Louis Farouk.
I'd like to read that, actually.
Actually, I know, it'd be a pretty good read, that.
Yeah.
At number 8, Love You Forever.
Oh.
By Robert Munch.
Never heard it.
I've never heard of that.
No.
Number 7.
Sorry, mate.
Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
By George R.R. Martin.
Yeah, it's bound to have been in there.
A good one, this one. Next one, number 6. 1984 by George Orwell.
Yeah.
Great read,
yes.
yeah. Still in the charts.
Yeah.
Considering it's,
really
quite old.
Quite old, yeah.
At number
like
5.
The Bible.
At number 5. My fucking backing track's gone. Dirty Vegan.
Dirty
by
Vegan.
Matt Pritchard. I have no idea what that's about. If it's a novel or a cookbook.
Sounds like a good read.
I don't know. At number
Dirty
4.
Vegan.
At number 4, the Encyclopedia.
Encyclopedia
of Dinosaurs by Robert Sabdu and Matthew Reinhardt.
Well, it's got to be a comic book, hasn't it?
I think it's probably going to be an encyclopedia about dinosaurs.
Yeah,
based on the title. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never judge a book by its cover, though.
That's true.
At number 3, have a guess what number 3 is?
Number 3 is Harry Potter.
No, the Scratch and Sniff Book of Weed.
Oh, I might have to
legit,
read that.
And that is literally in the top charts. That's number 3. At number 2, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows by J.K. Rowling. Who wrote that? It was Seth Martin and Eve Epstein.
All right.
It was an Epstein.
Well, I'm going to look out for that one.
And at number 1.
Number 1.
Go on.
Hold on. The Bible hasn't been mentioned at all.
No, the Bible's not in the top 10.
That's a bit naughty, that, isn't it?
It is a bit.
In this day and age,
I'm telling you, this list. I mean, come on, Britain.
Yeah, well, yeah.
At number 1, you ready?
Go for it.
The Modern Kama Sutra.
Yes, boy.
Get in there, UK. I'm proud of you. Do you know what I mean? When we're going into Waterstones and we're like, yeah, right, what's at the number 1 spot? We're going Kama Sutra all the way. And then we might pick up a Scratch and Sniff Book of Weed as well on the way out as a novelty. But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
going in there for a reason. Well, there you go.
Good reason for
there you go. Well,
good reason.
That is like I say.
That's just that.
Has that blown your mind?
Yeah, knocking the Bible off and knocking Harry Potter.
Harry Potter,
I would have
Sutra.
thought, yeah.
I mean, I've never seen a list where Harry Potter was sandwiched between the Kama Sutra and the Scratch and Sniff Book of Weed.
That's just
fucking quality in my estimation.
Right place.
Have you got anything you want to talk about?
On
par with that.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh well. I don't know. This could be good. Weinstein.
Oh God.
Weinstein's got 23 years, mate. Yeah.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So yeah, obviously he was guilty then.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Fucking hell, Weinstein.
20 years for first degree criminal sex acts.
Right.
And he got 3 years for third degree rape.
So it's basically he was guilty as fuck, wasn't he?
And he's got more charges in.
It's crazy though because he was so many kind of other people. Like we're talking about fucking Harry Potter, Emma Watson.
Oh yeah,
is it Emma Watson? Yeah, the one who Hermione.
Yeah.
She was all no. Weinstein wouldn't do a thing like that. He's my good friend and all the rest of it. There you go, 20 odd years in fucking prison.
Yeah,
make a movie about it.
And he's I think something like 67. I think he is.
Oh, so he's in there for life, basically, isn't he? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Gee whiz.
My brother turned around and said to me, "Yeah, get about 5 years, and then it'd be like open prison." Well, look,
maybe
what happened before, Randy?
Maybe
he wasn't supposed to leave his yard. Yet he was allowed to take off every day his tag,
yeah,
and go to his office every day.
So that's where's
and
the,
it was like,
where's
hold on,
the
where's
kind of the punishment in that? Do you know what I mean?
Well, he'd be going, business.
It's like, I've got to go and do
mate,
some
your business is
molesting.
over. You might as well pass it on to someone else.
Exactly. Well, maybe
mate.
that's what it was. Maybe he was handing over and it needed to be done, and that was the
he
only
could do
way
that
it
for
could
his
be done.
solicitor.
Well, no, not necessarily.
He got a free rein then, that's what.
Well, he's not now, has he?
Well,
and like
no.
you say, if he does end up getting open prisoned or fucking parole or whatever, do you know, it's like his career's fucking kaput. I don't think he'll be coming back to Miramax or whatever it was.
And his picture's been everywhere, so you know what his mug looks like. You know what I mean? So
it's a lot of it's a shit show though, because there's a lot of legitimate filmmakers who had nothing to do with any of it.
Oh yeah.
Who made films for Miramax and Weinstein
Miramax should
Productions.
have nothing to do with it. It was him and him alone.
Exactly, it was his actions, weren't it?
Yeah.
So I mean, don't tarnish other filmmakers because they've worked under Weinstein or whatever, or he's paid.
They did the right thing as well. They got rid of him straight
off.
Do you know what I mean?
And totally. They can't argue
if they
with
kept
that.
on him, then there would have been an issue. But they did the right thing. They got rid of him, and no connection to anything to do with him now. You know what I mean? I've got a great business going on.
I've got another dodgy story here, actually.
Ooh,
another dodgy dude.
There's always a fucking dodgy story, isn't there?
There's a lot of dodgy stuff going on in the world, so you know what I mean?
That's true.
This one is a doctor. Yeah. He was watching porn on his work PC.
Oh, no,
only
boy.
after his wife stopped him from watching it on his own computer.
What?
So he got told off by the wife. Yeah, and was told, stop watching porn, you dirty old man. What? Yeah, right.
What?
He looked shamed in the photo. Well, fucking hell.
She probably used it.
Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the doctor couldn't, shake off his fucking habit.
Yeah.
So he reverted back to watching a bit of porn.
Needed to get his testosterone
bit of red
level
tube or fucking U-porn at work.
Right.
He
fair
used
enough.
his work computer after his wife put filters on his personal PC to stop him watching porn at home.
Hold on. He's a doctor. He could go out and buy a brand new one.
He could have got a laptop, couldn't he, and just had it in his
Yeah.
laptop. Well, the police were called after the NHS offices checked the machine at the Liverpool Heart and Chest Hospital and found quite a lot of lewd images. Some having sex with dogs and horses.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So the chief financial officer came across.
That's some serious thing.
Inappropriate browser activity in December 2018, and it was linked to Professor Davies. Professor Davies's computer. So Peter Davies,
you dirty old man,
Professor Peter Davies. Basically, Dr. Davies has been.
You got dirty habits, son. You don't
looking
want
at
to
some
stay away from computers.
Doings, man. And he's
is he on the register? No.
Well, he should be.
Yeah,
I hope he's been
so.
stricken off now. But the fact is, obviously, he can't even say I'm a medical professional.
That's true.
Because it was the stuff he was looking at.
Yeah, that's
wasn't.
Just, he should have been. You know what his next job's going to be, don't you?
What, vet?
Vet, yeah. Of course, man. Yeah, I know most of that.
Maybe that was his ambition all along.
Hey, that's true. Yeah, and he let him down because he got caught once before or something on training.
Yeah. But this is it, mate. Do you know what, right? If I was, if I was his wife, I'd just be like, good.
Yeah. I'd be kicking him out the fucking door.
You've got what's happened?
You can go in the doghouse.
I've been dismissed. Why have you been dismissed? Well, I was looking at that porn on the computer. Yeah.
What, well, two lesbians? You having two lesbians? What?
Nah, I took it to the next level.
Whoa, what next?
The thing is, right, it's like you just said, guy's a doctor. He could have afforded himself a nice little fucking MacBook.
Laptop, he'd be still sweet as
a little laptop or a fucking iPad.
What? It's a fucking great story, that. Caught a dirty, mucky little fucker now. You know what I mean? Now he can't do it on the slide because every time he'd be going in a different room on his own, he'd be like, hey,
where you going?
Yeah,
nah,
get your hands off that.
I'm not pretty sure his wife's probably not,
Nah, she's having that time
around
now at the minute, yeah.
Well, good
luck to her.
When he asked if he could view porn at home, she said no. No.
Fair enough, yeah.
My wife, basically...
She didn't want to come in on that.
Oh, this is it. So, like you say, she put filters on.
Well, she must have known.
Yeah, because she put filters on.
Yeah, but she
must have totally known, and she's obviously pulled him up about it.
And, and then she's gone, you know what? I know what he's going to do, and if he uses that word,
I don't know.
Caught.
This is the thing here. He's a 60-odd-year-old man. So, like, I'm not being funny yet, but he probably doesn't. He probably doesn't understand the concept of browser history.
Oh, don't give me that bullshit.
He just
don't give me
I
that.
can go on the web at work. Yeah, but the thing is, it's not only that. It kind of starts making you think, what do most people do whilst watching porn?
Probably on the fucking phone these days.
Well, no, you know what I'm saying, yeah. And the fact is, he's in a workplace,
flexing the muscle.
He's in a workplace. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah.
You wonder why fucking stuff like Corona starts.
Yeah,
fucking dirty bastard doctor.
Oh, I better hurry up. I've got a meeting. I've got to shake his hand.
Oh,
yeah, but dirty bastards do that. You know what I mean?
Well,
and it's like
you just reminded me of something, but I'm not going to go into it on the podcast. Not me.
Yeah, okay.
I was talking about at my. Oh, I may as well tell you. I was at a gym.
Yeah,
and the trainer was talking about something similar about doing something at work.
Okay, yeah.
But then I was just like looking at the machines, going, I don't really want to use any of these machines anymore.
Yeah, because I know you, and I bet you didn't wash your hands.
I fucking left the gym, mate. I'm not there anymore.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my excuse. That's why I don't go to the gym anymore. So yeah, anything else you want to talk about before we move on into NASA news?
Yeah, actually, no, go to NASA.
Oh, are you sure?
Because I've got NASA. Oh, yeah, I've got. Oh, actually.
No.
Yeah,
go on.
Good news.
Go on, is it good news?
Second person in 10 years who's been cured of HIV.
Really?
Yeah.
And does that mean they've actually found a cure now? Why are we all focusing on fucking illnesses tonight?
I know. Well, there's a lot of it around.
I know, yeah, a bit of sleep paralysis.
Yeah, and if we don't try and find a cure, we'll be all fucked. You know what I mean? But yeah, using stem cells and new genetics, basically. And they found a way of doing it. They did one like 10 years ago. And now they've cured a second person, which is pretty good going.
What, 2 people in 20 years?
Yeah.
It's fucking good going, that. Let's hope they can pull the finger out on this one, because I don't know if we can cope.
That's true, seeing it on that side of it.
That's
very true. But I did hear a rumour that...
It's like they might cure another one in another decade.
It's possible that they might not even find the cure for Corona until 5 years down the line, I heard. But I think that's just a scaremonger that's been going round. Because it's generally between 12 months to 18.
Yeah. I'm just surprised how many people have jumped on the bandwagon of it. You know, it was like, you look on Amazon, and there's just fucking hilarious amounts of fucking bump. You know, you can buy. You can buy fucking
Corona-proof suit.
Corona-proof suits, hazmat suits, fucking masks, the lot. You can, if you type it in, shitloads of stuff comes up. Some of it's quite hilarious. I've been posting it on Twitter. We're going into NASA news.
Yeah.
The NASA Mars mole, it got stuck.
What?
Well, basically, yeah. So the Mars has been very
sticking our projects up.
As its own very resident InSight burrowing heat probe, which is called the Mole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got stuck again, but it got bumped out by one of the by one of the
aliens.
No, you know what I mean.
One of the gears.
Yeah.
Right.
It got fucking...
I bet it hit a stone.
What?
I bet it hit a stone.
Probably. NASA tweeted an update on Friday saying it was a bit of good news that from Mars, that the new approach of using the robotic arm to push the mole appears to have worked, and basically a short video was put up. So what happened is the probe went in and it got stuck, but then like they used one of its kind of robotic arms to fucking pop it back out again.
All right, okay.
So it's good though. And what I'm getting at is it's quite interesting that they can do all this remotely. You know what I mean? From a fucking lab in wherever, Cape Canaveral, or wherever they're based, and then move an robotic arm on Mars.
Well, yeah, but it's all about the communication, because they have problems with, like, when the moon comes across and they can't
like bouncing signals and stuff like that. So they'll have windows, won't they?
There's a lot of technical things behind it, a lot of mathematics, and you know what I mean. That's why it's not like a walk in the park, and it takes time as well. Imagine telling your little remote control to go down the road, say like 15 feet.
Yeah, I can't even get it to turn the telly on when I'm pointing it at the fucking thing. Never mind, fucking, what's it? I'm like, infrared.
Try and get a signal to Mars.
Batteries, and you're trying to get a signal to Mars.
Yeah, man.
This is the thing, right? I mean, this is why a lot of people kind of go on about the moon landing, because it was the kind of the communication power that it would have been necessary to kind of broadcast worldwide.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? From live as well. You know what I mean? I don't know if they could do that now, to be honest, but...
I think they could do it now.
Well, bit more NASA news here for you.
Oh, yeah.
If you're actually looking for a job in Alabama, the NASA's recruiting.
Hey, get yourself down there.
They're looking for telecommunications people.
Oh, sweet.
After a load of their employees test positive for corona.
So you got a job if you haven't got corona.
Well, that's it. Well, no, they're looking for people to replace the people who've gone home sick. Now, telecommunications people, can't they do the job remotely?
Probably not.
Well, you would think so, wouldn't you? Because they're fucking telecommunications people.
Yeah, but
surely they could rig up a little fucking mobile. Well, they've got cell phones.
Yeah, but you've got to have certain sites where it stops being. You'd actually need a person there.
I suppose it'd be security. Yeah, I suppose it's NASA.
Yeah, so you need a spot where it's like, right, well, this is remote. Yeah, it needs to be remotely dealt with here. So, yeah. Go for the job if you live in. I reckon
if you did a good job, they keep you on.
Well, yeah, it sounds like a short time job, but it's a job.
Well, this is it, isn't
it? Give you a bit of dollar.
I'd go for that if I was kind of local, you know. So CNN reported that NASA have ordered employees of Marshall Space Flight Center in Alabama to go home to basically to telework their employees. Basically, they're looking for staff because obviously a lot of their employees have tested positive. NASA Marshall Space Flight Center is moving into stage 3 of our agency's response framework for telecommunications effectively, intermediately, and until further notice.
And just think that's just a scratch at the surface.
Do you know what though? Right, it's crazy.
Think about it.
What the fact that NASA have got? I mean, that was double Dutch to me, to be honest.
Everything it relies on either machines or us. Now, if the machines can only do, and we've only let machines to do so much, and we all get ill, then
who operates
everything
the machines
stops,
and then the machines take over, and there's a robot uprising, and all of a sudden those little fucking hoovers that supposed to hoover your floor that don't.
We had an internet virus. That's what started.
Mate, I'm telling you, what happens if you were talking about what happens if power goes out or whatever. Mate, what happens if the internet goes down? There's a lot of quarantined people who are relying on Netflix at the moment.
Well, get a book.
YouTube's pissing me off.
Talk to your loved ones.
There's a lot of people at home watching YouTube and it's not working.
Well, yeah, anyway, that's true. True.
Well, more NASA news. A terrifying black ring UFO appears over Disneyland.
About time they were visited. No.
I would have thought it might have been like a new attraction, if I was at Disneyland.
Yeah. If not, it is now.
I'd be like, ooh, look at this. What's this?
And it won't surprise me if it's
an
them.
Alien invasion.
It won't surprise me if it's them.
What, the Disney Imagineers?
Yeah,
creating like aliens.
Big crane and just like on a wire, it's really that soft.
Well, a mysterious object that looked like a large black ring of smoke was spotted hovering over Disneyland theme park in Los Angeles, California, according to UFO experts. The strange object could be the same odd-looking alien vessel that members of the US military spotted during the 1950s. It's fucking hell, it's come a long time though. Took a long time for, do you know what, fancy a ride on Space Mountain.
Did you say
or whatever it's called.
Did you say smoke?
Yeah, it looked like a big ring of smoke.
Because I'm finding lately, well, at least the last year or two, that more and more objects, instead of being spotted as like a triangle or like a tic-tac or any other kind of shape, I'm hearing more smoke related.
Well, it could be like what we were like talking machines. About tonight, about kind of like camo or some sort of
so
cloaking
changed.
Device. Well, footage of the strange UFO sighting was shared on YouTube by user Lucky35A. The video shows a black coloured circle cloud hovering over the trees in the theme park, and although the viewers who commented on the video noticed that the rides in Disneyland could be, produced like circular smoke.
Yeah.
The uploader said that it was a similar looking object that appeared in San Diego.
Right. Okay. So it's been visiting a few places.
It must be on holiday. And like I say, there was US military spotted a similar thing in the 1950s.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could be anything really. But the Air Force spotted the Air Force sponsored project heading like sort of looking for that sort of thing in the area.
They're more likely to investigate it nowadays because they're trying to get the trust back to the public as saying you find something, you tell us, and we're like investigate it. Probably tell you bullshit later for your answer, which you won't believe. Or believe. And we're actually hiding info. Or things could be changing and actually the information will come across as, we still don't know what it is.
Yeah. The thing is with this stuff is like we're supposed to get some declassified information from the UK.
Yeah, it still hasn't been dropped yet.
To be honest, I think they've got more pressing things to be worrying about at the moment.
You
never know if the guy who's supposed to be fucking putting this information out isn't self-quarantining himself.
But that just makes me think like the old 9/11 again because of the hidden the documents that were supposed to supply the public. To tell them where the 3 trillion went.
Yeah, that's only in the UK though. But the thing was that 3 trillion thing,
and then he stopped talking about it, and he's like, "What?"
There's so many ways they could have spent that money. Do you know?
We all know where they've spent it.
So
expensive toilet roll.
Well,
we haven't got any. Can we have some, please?
Can we have some? Yeah. Yeah, I'm selling mine for 50p a sheet.
I'm getting a turtle, mate. I'm getting a turtle.
And
I'm
taking it apart. Oh, Taylor. Have you got any NASA news?
I have. And surprisingly, or unsurprisingly, we found 139 mini planets spotted just on the outside of our solar system.
Okay, and what are they doing? Just
and
hanging around?
And they were found by mistake.
Right, they always are.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like they never just turn around and go, what was it the other week? It was some Bart Simpson style kid who just fucking discovered one, an intern on his first day.
Yeah.
Just happens to spot a planet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, now how many have they found? 20 how many?
139.
139?
Mini planet.
And what are they doing? Are they actually in sort of like a little planetary system of their own?
They're going around Arson.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Can we land on any of them? Any of them achievable?
They'd be like Pluto's, basically. They're not planets. They're called dwarf planets.
Yeah, and this is the thing, you see, because I always said this. It's observable universe, isn't it? It's like we only assume that we had 9 planets in our solar system because that's as far as we could see.
But history say that we
can see further. We're noticing more and more things cropping up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, most definitely. And it was actually
bigger on the outside.
They were actually looking for dark energy.
Oh, we're going to be talking about this at some point.
Yeah.
Dark energy and
but surprisingly, they found 316 different kinds of bodies that it was unknown. But now they've classified these as basically Pluto's.
Right, okay, so dwarf planets,
uninhabited.
Like you say.
They reckon.
Are they so kind of far out that they're all going to be kind of basically ice planets like Pluto?
Yeah, basically.
Because this is why Pluto is an ice planet, isn't it? Because it is so
far out. Yeah, the sun stops.
It's colder regions of space, isn't it? So I assume that if these other kind of dwarf planets are on the outskirts, then they're going to be as cold.
Yeah, there's going to be loads. It explains a lot of problems that we were finding, like Neptune, like tilting, and to me though, there's still not enough energy to tilt the sun. Some things tilt the sun 6 degrees and tilting other planets.
Well, I think that
there's something else bigger
if the
out
sun's
there.
tilted, then I'm pretty sure that'd have an effect on other planets potentially.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe that isn't
that
the fact that we've all tilted as well. It's
yeah.
tilted because of the.
Well,
yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know enough about it, to be honest.
Well, neither do we.
Yeah, we'll if we find out anything, we'll let you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I've got this story from Vice.
Yeah.
It's about the US Army refusing to release records about Tom DeLonge.
What?
We're talking about classified, military fucking releasing of documents.
What, is it a secret agent or something?
Well, yeah, this is it. It must be. The US Army have refused to release any records about its deal with Tom DeLonge's UFO hunting group. To the Stars Academy.
Hold on, but weren't they the ones who were supposed to be turning around and trying to explain?
Yeah, and this is
and
it.
Now
but
they're
now
turning
they're
around and
not,
going again because they don't like what's happening.
Well, don't know. But in October,
we're getting too close to the truth. That's why.
In October 2019, the former Blink-182 frontman UFOs organization joined forces with the US Army Combat Capabilities Development Command in research and development. So, the government is fucking interested in the study of exotic sciences. Yeah, why have they gone to Tom? I don't understand it. But they've decided they don't want to release anything regarding Tom DeLonge and his involvement with the US.
You know why, don't you?
Because he's embarrassing.
Because he's come up with fuck all.
What?
That's probably it. He's come up with fuck all. He's just gone through the archives. Or they've turned around and gone, hey, right, we'll let you release that. We'll let you release that.
Well, John Greenwald from the Black Vault, which is a website dedicated to collecting declassified documents. Really good website. You should go on it.
Yeah.
And government, so declassified government documents, explains in a recent blog post that the research and reports related to the deal are examples of from Freedom of Information Act request, basically, which was as per Army registration or regulation 70 to 57. So knowing this, Greenwald basically went back to him and got copies and records of all the emails.
Yeah.
And now he's basically trying to find out what the crack is.
Right.
The army got back. Well, the army got back to him, telling him that the 29-page document were found relating to his request.
Yeah.
And each page was an example of this request. And the army stated that it was going wasn't going to go and release any records relating to it.
Bastards.
So, you know what I mean?
So, is he going to take legal action?
Well, it should be released to him because it's all underneath. It's all agreed underneath the act. Do you know what I mean? Of freedom of information.
Yeah.
So by law, by rights, he should have been able to get those 29 documents.
Depends, because as soon as they put national security on it, it's like bang. You ain't looking at that, son. Your eyes only. Bang. You ain't looking at that. You ain't looking at that until I want you to look at that.
Well, they're trying to say that obviously Tom DeLonge's organisation would be classified as trade secrets.
Because it's probably with patsies.
Well, maybe, but maybe because he's saying that he's doing research and development. So it's like...
There's just something really funny.
It's like, well, we were talking about this with companies and, it's like, well, no, because that's kind of like a trade secret.
Yeah.
I don't have to tell you what the Coca-Cola secret recipe is because it's fucking my business.
Thanks for the money.
But yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's like as the government, we expect the government to be
accountable for their action.
Well, no, transparent in a sense that we want to know exactly what they're doing because it's our money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And so, just floating
but it. They don't. They just spend it on whatever. And it's like when the public then turn around and say, well, can you tell us what the deal is or what you're doing or can you give us a bit more insight into the fucking situation? They go, no, not telling you. And it's like, I think, in terms of like a public company or a public organisation like a government or anything like that that's funded by the people should be transparent. Whereas if you're a fucking inventor and you've invented fucking the next Coca-Cola or next Kentucky Fried Chicken and you've got a trade secret, then you're perfectly within your rights to keep that. Do you know what I mean? A secret family recipe, or what you're doing with public money. It's two different things.
They made the laws, but they don't have to follow them.
Well, that seems to be the case, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's no consequences for their actions. And yet they're the ones who are actually putting the policies out there. And that's why people should learn the law, like they say. That there's no... I
fought the law.
There's no reason you shouldn't know the law. And we're now looked into it. Fucking
Taylor's always looking into it.
Yeah, man, it's wicked, man.
Well, there you go. Have you got any more news that you want to talk about before we move on? I think that's pretty much it for me for news.
58-year-old puzzle was cracked.
What was it?
Basically, there was a prediction in 1961 that it was possible to control a nucleus of a single atomic particle field, energy field, and now because of quantum computers, they've cracked it.
I've just realised you've still got your sticker on your hat.
Oh, I've still got my sticker.
Yeah, he's like a youth.
I bought it today. It's
like
nice,
a youth.
Man United.
Yeah, it's a nice hat, that, actually. I just really noticed when I see the youth walking around with the price tag still hanging off the clothing. Go on. You're looking fresh. Sorry. So crack on with what you were saying then. Sorry to divert.
No, you're all right. That's about it, on it. Yeah.
Well, done for them for fucking sorting that out.
It, yeah. So it was
they've been able to do a full on experiment on this, and they've proven this as a legit theory. Well done.
That's good, man.
There you go.
That's good. We're getting closer
to the centre of the universe, the questions, the answers.
Or destruction.
We'll bring them to you as soon as we find them. There you go. That was the news for this week. Some fucked up stories, but, to be honest, it's a fucked up world. All we've got left to do now is the shout-outs.
We have, yeah.
Well, we've got quite a few.
We have.
Our final week for our featured podcast, the Not So Minnesota Nice Girls.
Yeah,
excellent
girls.
podcast.
Yeah.
They talk about some great topics.
Yes, they do.
They were talking about their favourite villains this week.
Oh.
Villains that you love to hate and love to love.
Who's your villain?
Well, I kind of put a couple because I've got a good one. I think it's a good one. Sylar from Heroes. Remember? Yeah, well, this is it. It's like if you watched the show, you'd understand because he was a fucking psycho.
He was a nutter,
and he wanted to know how everything worked.
Yeah,
and he was just kind of sadistic as fuck. Yeah. But Dr. Spock. Zachary Quinto.
Yeah, that's the
and
I thought he played an evil bastard.
Now, obviously, you've got Hans Gruber from Die Hard.
Oh,
now he's one of them baddies who you kind of he's got charisma, but anything Alan Rickman does was fucking pretty awesome, wasn't it? To be honest,
I'd have to go with Bane on that one.
Bane, I'm not a fan of Bane.
I think he's brutal.
Yeah, he is brutal.
Yeah,
break Batman's
Well, if you're going to be a bad guy, you got to be brutal, aren't you?
Good man. Well, check it out. Check out what they've got to say on a lot of different villains.
Yeah,
and the psychology as well, which I thought was quite interesting. Jessie G and Jen over at the Not So Minnesota Nice podcast. Go and subscribe.
Yeah,
great listen. Yeah. Big shout out to all our patrons this week. Big shout out to Swoosh.
Swooshy. He's on holiday, actually.
Is he on holiday? Where is he?
Liverpool. It's his birthday, so a big shout out to you.
When you can't go abroad anymore, where'd you go?
Yeah, Liverpool.
Go down to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Big J.
Yeah.
And shout out to Brooke. Thank you for all your support. If you want to get over to Patreon and help us out, we've got a promotion until the 28th, I think, where if you join from £1 or whatever upwards, you'll get a free personalised postcard with a message from one of us sent directly to your home. Yeah, I might write you a fucking poem.
Yeah, love poem, yeah.
You know that. I don't do poems.
You will be doing if they want it.
What?
You will be doing if they want it. Yeah, can you send me a poem?
Big shout out to Dunk. Big shout out
Dunk.
Big shout out to Motti. James Mottram.
Yeah.
Who's getting married Well done, sir.
Well done, man.
I hope you didn't get too messy. He was on his stag do today.
Was it? Oh, so he's going to have hangover tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a good one, man. Big shout out to Mikey.
Yes, Mikey.
Hope to see you soon on the show. Mikey is, one of our kind of how would you classify Mikey? A sometimes host.
Yes.
A sometimes host, yeah. He's a decent lad, Mikey. Come back soon, see us.
Yeah, man.
Big shout out to Gareth.
Yes, Gareth. Keep on trucking, bro.
Yeah. He's always getting on to us. He's so funny, that guy, man. Yeah. He makes me laugh. Oh,
good. Good
so
fellow,
as I said earlier, we know where babies come from.
Yeah.
You can't trick
stalk
us.
people.
Exactly. Yeah. Stalks.
Yeah.
And test tubes.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Broken test tubes.
Big shout out to Mr. Shirley Crabtree.
Yes, Shirley Crabtree. Yes, sir.
Big shout out to Tennish Podcast.
Yes, Tennish.
Deep in History Podcast.
Yes,
the Nightgeist Podcast. Grief Burrito. Killer Rabbit. And Liz Reader. Big shout out to Podcast HQ.
Yes, HQ.
Big shout out to Emily.
Big
shout out to anybody in quarantine.
Yes.
I hope we can keep you entertained by listening to. We've got lots of episodes you can go back and listen to. Yeah. Obviously, if you've got fucking
catalogue of it,
got stuff, you've ran out of DVDs and Netflix and stuff.
Yeah,
you're washing the pots.
Yeah,
you're just doing housework.
Yeah. Or just sneezing, sitting.
Just doing your own work.
In the corner.
I don't know. Whatever you're doing, listen. Give us a listen. You can subscribe on all the podcast platforms. We're available everywhere you get your podcast fix.
Yeah.
This week's episode has been sponsored by Audible.
Yes, Audible.
Get yourself a free book by going over to the link on the episode description.
It's free.
You can get a 30-day free trial and a free book of your choice.
Yeah.
I've read my book now. Well, I've listened to my book. I need to go and get a new one. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to get next, to be honest. But
Thriller.
So, what, a thriller?
Yeah. Horror?
A horror? I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll have to have a browse.
Yeah.
But you can get a free book if you go over to that link.
You can.
So cheers for that.
Go for it.
Yeah, because it all helps us. Do you know what I mean? Get over to Patreon if you want to help us out, and obviously you get a free postcard with a little love note.
Oh, or a little poem from Gaz.
Get over to the website where you can get regular articles, news, blogs, YouTube videos, and downloadable content, so you can get all the podcast episodes.
You can,
as well as merch. So you can get over to the shop. You can buy some Never a Straight Answer stuff there.
Nice hat.
Hat, hoodies,
if you want a sticker with it, you could have a sticker on top of it.
You won't get a sticker on it. It's not that trendy.
Don't say that.
I love the fact that he's bent his peak as well, so he's still got the sticker on, but he's got a proper bent peak.
Yeah, you can't have a bent peak.
Can't have a snapback with a bent peak.
No, please.
Well,
please. I've already got a couple of them, and I don't wear them.
Well, that's why.
Yeah, it just feels weird.
It's like I'm wearing a shelf.
Yeah, it's like old gentleman's hat.
Yeah,
but then there's no signs. There's only a front peak. So it's like...
I know I need something to block my peripheral vision, don't I? Yeah. Well, there you go. And on that note, that's been us.
Yes, it has.
So we'll catch you next time for another episode of Never a Straight Answer. What?
Not Corona.
Well, what was the other one as well? Well, Corona's... Quick, Claire, Corona's lost 135 million since the outbreak, the beer. In terms of profit losses from people not buying their product.
While people are sat at home for 14 days in quarantine,
I would love a Corona.
Going out with Corona.
Yeah. Just
fucking ordering, give us about 15 cases. Yeah,
just get on your supermarket home delivery and say, pack a Corona, couple of limes, I'm off.
Yeah. Might as well.
You may as well. Trying to moon yourself. Right, and on that note...
Yep.
I've been Gaz.
I've been Taylor.
And we'll catch you next week for another episode of Never a Straight Answer.
Yeah.
Peace.
Out.